Welcome to the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. I am your host, Stacey Geisel, self-mastery coach and mentor. The mission of Evolve Beyond Limits is simple. Fall in love with your life and change the world in the process. And each episode of this podcast is dedicated to helping you do just that. It's designed to bring you one step closer to an aha moment that could completely transform your life so that you can keep evolving into your fullest potential. The reality is how you show up in the world matters, and I don't want you to waste another second living a life that doesn't light your soul on fire. So let's have some fun. Welcome back to the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. I am your host, Stacey Geisel, and we are continuing on with our human design type series. So today, we're going to talk about the manifesting generator. And if you are a manifesting generator, they make up about 35% of the population. I want you to go back and also listen to the generator podcast, because a manifesting generator is a generator at their core. They just have a couple of additional gifts, but they also have a couple additional challenges that we're going to talk about today But at their core, they're a generator, and I'm not going to go through all of that information that I went through in the last one. So listen to that and then move on to this, okay? So what is a manifesting generator here to do? They are here to find work that fulfills them, just like a generator, share that with the world like a generator. And they're also here to empower those around them with their aura and with their voice. They are really here to inspire movements in like-minded people. Because the difference, what makes you a manifesting generator is that you have a connection to your throat motor. So therefore, your voice becomes something that's very empowering. This is actually, I am a manifesting generator. So any of my manifesting generators out there, I know your type very well. And there's so many gifts, but there is also a lot of challenges that come along with living it. So how are you meant to interact with the world? As a generator, we talked about the fact that you're here to respond, but you actually have an additional aspect to your strategy. So a manifesting generator, they need to respond, which means that spark comes from outside of them and that inspires them into action. It can be a person or something you read or through a podcast, but the idea can't come from you. It needs to come from outside of you. That is what to respond means. It means that things are going to come to you and you respond with that sacral motor of yes or no. You're always just following the breadcrumbs, okay? But on top of that, on top of responding to your environment, manifesting generators also need to inform. This is the second part to their strategy. They need to inform the people around them that may be impacted by their decisions. And a lot of times manifesting generators don't do this part because they don't want to be told no. But actually, it's something that's really, really powerful, because what ends up happening is that the action of informing, taking that extra time to inform, is going to help a manifesting generator focus their energy and probably put the people and the opportunities in front of you, or you'll get there through a connection because somebody will say, hey, I have somebody who could help you with that. So your projects will actually move forward even quicker by this inform. So don't be resistant to the inform aspect if you are a manifesting generator. You need to respond through your yes or your no, and then take that extra step to inform anybody who might be impacted by that situation, and they will help guide you. So I'll give you just a quick story about this. When I was going to put my meditations onto, I had one of my clients actually came to me and said, hey, Stacey, can you put your meditations like on the website or something so that we can have easier access to them? So I'm responding, yes, I can definitely do that. Well, so then I informed the people who would be impacted, some of my other clients. I said, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. And one of them came back and said, well, it's not really any easier than, accessing the Google Drive. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. I was like, so in my head, I'm going to create my own app. I was like, what about an app? And then I'm going to create my own app. And then I'm going to need to, have people download the app and do all these things. But I'm just following the breadcrumbs. Okay. So then I informed him. I said, well, I'm thinking about doing an app. And one of the other women that I work with was like, hey, have you ever heard of Insight Timer? And Insight Timer is the app that I now have all of my guided meditations on, because it was a platform that was already available. Plus, the meditations are now out there for not only you guys to enjoy, but for anybody who is on that platform already, which is probably thousands. They can also have access to these meditations. So it was a much better outcome than what I had in my head. But I would not have gotten to that outcome if I wouldn't have informed the people around me and been open to suggestions and allowing them to show me the next breadcrumb that I needed to follow. Okay. So respond and inform. These are really, really important. So the gifts that come from the manifesting generator, that, like I said, make sure you've listened to the generator one as well. And then there's some things on top of it. They have this unbelievable ability to create. Like if they are in the zone, they can get more done than the average person. And so it's really, really powerful. They also are the only type that thrives on being multi-passionate. They can be multi-passionate, where most of the other ones need to focus in on one thing. Manifesting generators have this ability to be multi-passionate, which is very, very cool. They also empower the people around them, whether they're speaking or not. They really have this empowering quality to them. So even if you're just working in the same room as a manifesting generator, you will feel that empowerment. They're magnetic to opportunities, just like the generator is. They are also capable of mastery of work, mastery of life, and they move very, very quickly. Now that's a gift. That's also a curse. Okay. They have this ability to really get things done from the outside in. They almost appear, people always say to me like, oh, I know you're so busy, or, and I don't really feel like I'm that busy. But what I've recognized is from the outside in, it seems like I'm doing a lot of things, and I am. It just doesn't feel that way to me. So, but that can be a blessing and a curse, because we move fast. Manifesting generators, you guys, you move quickly. Okay. But that leaves you open to being very impatient. It makes people around you sometimes feel as if they aren't moving fast enough. They don't always finish what they start because of that. And then they really tend to lose focus and often skip steps because they are moving so quickly. So they waste a lot of time and energy, and they can be really busy doing nothing. So we have to just be really cautious of what you have so much energy that you have to be very cautious as to where you are going to put that. Okay. Some of the other challenges that come with being a manifesting generator is they are prone to exhaustion and burnout, because they're always trying to do everything themselves. They have a difficult time. They're not great team players. Generators are very good team players. Manifesting generators aren't always really good team players, because they know that they can move quickly, and they could almost always they feel like they could do it faster on their own. So they refuse to let it go. And that will hurt them in the long run. But in the moment, it feels like the right thing to do. They also get very frustrated when life isn't moving fast enough, and they struggle to wait for opportunities because they force their way through things, because it comes back to that impatience, right? They're always trying to force their way through things. And so they end up doing the wrong thing rather than having the patience to wait for something to respond to and then inform the people around them as well. And the one last challenge that can come with being a manifesting generator is sometimes a manifesting generator's independence can make the people around them almost feel neglected. So you have to be aware of that if you're a manifesting generator. So, all in all, so many amazing things, gifts and challenges that come with being a manifesting generator. And your goal is very similar to that of a generator. It's to allow life to lead the way and follow your energy, follow your yeses, can just follow the next yes so that you can shift the world with these unique gifts that you have, and also to empower movements in like-minded people. That is like your goal as a manifesting generator. That's why you're here. So that's a little bit of information for you manifesting generators. If you are having fun with this and you just need to know more and you really want to learn how to live this and embody it, that is my passion in helping people, is through that embodiment, because just having this information isn't enough if you're not going to experiment with it, if you're not going to have fun with it, if you're not going to try it out in your own life, as resistant as you might be, because you might be thinking that's not how life works. That's not how you've been taught that life works, but this is actually how life can work if we can move beyond that subconscious programming that we have and the stories that we've been telling ourselves for so long. So if you're ready to dive in deeper, make sure you go to the link in the bio and just book a Human Design Foundation session. We will go over all of these things in depth, and so that you can truly live your life by your human design. So next time we are talking about manifestors, tune in for that. And until then, let's go change the world.